Hello everyone and welcome to another Minecraft Redstone tutorial. My name is Glitch. Today we're going to be making an early game automatic sugarcane farm for you to use in your survival world. Now, normally we start out my Redstone videos in my regular survival world, but today we're starting out in the Deja Vu world because something occurred to me as I was getting ready for after episode 11 of my survival series. I was working on getting all of the material together to have a full enchantment setup. And that meant a good bit of grind work for both leather and for the sugarcane to make all of the books and bookshelves I'm going to need for that. Now, I don't mind going around and hunting cows because, frankly, it gives me the excuse to explore. But watching sugarcane grow is, shall we say, less interesting. No problem, I thought. I can just whip up a quick auto farm. I just need a couple of Wait, I haven't been to the Nether yet. Okay, no Nether, no quartz, no quartz, no observers. No problem, I thought. It'll be a touch slower, but I could set the whole thing up on a good old-fashioned Ethos hopper clock. I just need to get myself a couple of Wait, I haven't been to the Nether yet. No Nether, no quartz, no quartz. Well, you get the idea. So I started looking for ways that I could automate the farm. That proved a touch challenging. One of the reasons for this was because a key mechanic that makes a lot of these farms possible does not exist in Bedrock. I'm referring, of course, to the block update detector, more commonly known as the bud switch. So in Java Edition, it is possible to power a piston from an adjacent block by updating the area near the piston. To give you an example, here is a simple bud that I found while researching how these things work. Now, one issue that is almost universal with bud switches is that a lot of them rely on the mechanic of quasi connectivity, which, to be honest, confuses the daylights out of me. Seth Blank did a video a few years back that really explains buds, and also he gives a clear and concise definition and explanation of how quasi connectivity works. So, to help it be clearer, I will leave a link in the description below for that video if you want to learn more about it. Bedrock doesn't have it, and I think that he does a far better job of explaining that concept than I could do at the time that I'm making this tutorial. But to demonstrate, a bud works by giving out a signal whenever the circuit is updated. So for example, here with our bud switch, right now the redstone is being powered by the block of redstone, and anytime a block touches this piston, you get a short burst of signal. And then the same thing happens if you break out that block. This will also work if you have a non-solid block, such as sugarcane. So here, it does not affect it, but as soon as it is added, you get that short burst of signal. When it is broken, you also get that short burst of signal. If, however, we come over to Bedrock and we build the same setup, block for block, once you power it, you get yourself a redstone clock. But all hope is not lost. And oddly enough, you still need to set up a basic redstone clock to make this farm work. This setup is known as a redstone torch burnout clock. You have a piece of redstone dust on the top of the block, and you also have a redstone torch on the side of the block. Now, though these redstone clocks can be a touch on the unreliable side in Bedrock as a timing system, they do still work as a block update detector. Because if you put a block or even a transparent block like sugarcane next to the torch, you get a burst of signal. And the same thing happens if you take the block away. Now, another benefit is because these clocks still work in Java, and yes, the pistons are going to fire a little faster in Java. Because this works in both versions, this farm will work in both Bedrock and Java. So now that we've looked at the mechanics of the build, let's look at the supplies we'll need to build the actual farm. For this build, you will need the following supplies. About a stack of structure blocks, half a stack of glass, 5 dirt blocks, 5 regular pistons, 1 barrel, 1 hopper, a water bucket, 1 redstone torch, some redstone dust. You may also want to have a trapdoor. This is completely optional. And you will also need at least the same amount of sugarcane as the number of pistons you are using for the farm. You will also need a minimum area of 7 blocks wide by 5 blocks deep. However, you can extend the piston line out as far as 12 pistons. This will of course make the farm much wider. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to use 5 pistons, which is enough to be somewhat compact and yet give you a decent yield. So to start things out, we're going to come 1 block from the left side of the farm and dig 2 blocks back. Take out your barrel and place it in. Then take out your hopper and crouch place it into the barrel. Now let's also go ahead and dig out 1 block up front so that we can access our barrel. Next, we're going to place structure blocks across the front of the build. And 1 more there. After that, we're going to place a block on either end for 2 blocks. And then coming to the block behind your hopper, go ahead and lay in your dirt blocks. This will leave you a trench for your water stream. Next up, we're going to build up 2 blocks behind each of the dirt blocks. So 1, 2, 2, and 2. Then take out your pistons and place a piston on each of the blocks so that the face is facing the front of the farm. Now that we have our piston line in, we want to come around to the back of the build and place a block on each of the on the back of each of the pistons. And then we want to also wrap around on the side so that we'll be able to connect up our redstone. Then go ahead and fill in the block under this block on the side of your piston line. And you're also going to want to come up 1 more and out, and then we need to break this block out. So you will have 3 blocks from the base of the farm and then 1 block above your piston line. And just to prevent loss, we're going to lay in 1 more block here next to the dirt blocks. So before you put in your redstone, you want to encase the front of the farm with either structure blocks or glass. But for the redstone, you simply need to come around back and place down redstone dust on the blocks that are on the back of the pistons. Come around to connect, and also you want to make sure that this block that is over where our redstone torch will be also has redstone dust on that. Come around to the side of the farm, and in the gap, place down your redstone torch. That activates the redstone torch burnout clock and also fires the pistons. And that is our redstone all set up. So now that we have our bud switch in place, simply need to come back into the farm, place in our bucket of water. That will allow us to plant the sugarcane. And then you will want to encase the top of the farm in glass to help prevent loss, though it is possible to allow the sugarcane to grow above 2 blocks. I have noticed a significant decrease in the amount of loss if keep it to only allowing it to grow 2 blocks tall. Lastly, you may want to take a trapdoor and place it in the in front of your barrel, on the block in front of your barrel. That will allow you to walk over this block, but it will also still give you access to your barrel. But that is the farm all set up. Now just to demonstrate, I'm going to break these glass out, and let's just real quick bone meal this sugarcane, leaving this one to last. So now if this sugarcane has grown, once the one next to the bud switch grows, the sugarcane breaks and is pushed into the barrel, into the water stream, and then collected by the hopper and into our barrel. Granted, this is not the most efficient farm that you can build to get sugarcane, but early game, any automation saves you time and gives you more opportunity to explore your Minecraft world. I hope you find this build useful as you're starting out. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, and also consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. My name is Glitch, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.